Welcome to Secrets and Confessions World, a place where real people share their deepest secrets, painful truths, and life lessons. This is a judgment-free space. Everyone makes mistakes, everyone has a story, and sometimes the only way to heal is to finally speak out about it. If you have a confession, a secret, a life experience that you want to share anonymously, you can share it to our TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram account with the same username, and your identity will always be protected. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe and click the bell so you never miss any powerful confessions and real stories shared on this channel. Now, take a deep breath because tonight's story is one that will make you question love, loyalty, and the consequences of our choices. Let's begin. Hello, Uncle H. Please hide my ID. I am a Zimbabwean woman who is 25 years old, a mother of 2 sons based in South Africa. I am married to this man who used to be so nice to me, but things took a sudden shift and now I'm living in hell in my own marriage. When I look at it, I see it as a punishment from God for something that I did when I was 19. I hail from a family of giants, so as I was growing up, I matured early, and when I was 19, I looked like a person who was 24. I didn't date these small boys of my age. I wanted guys who were 27 to 30 years old. Why, you may ask? Because I thought they would handle me better. They sure did. I can testify. Older men are so nice to date, especially when their level of masculinity is up to the par. Regardless of how big I am, I love to be dominated. I love to be babied. That has been my thing since I was 16. Due to dating older men, I lost my virginity at 17 to a guy who was 29. And at the age of 19, I had already gotten 10 bodies as I jumped from relationship to another. I met a married guy when I was 19. We dated for 6 months straight. He never told me about the fact that he was married. After 6 months, he took me out on a date, then later to a hotel, and we had nzigiri, row. And after that, we were both tired. We cuddled to bed. You might ask where my parents were and what did they say? Well, they were out of the country and I was left with my younger brother who was also having his own crazy things going on with drugs and whatever. When we woke up in the morning, we took a shower together, all those lovely sweet stuff, and even had a morning glory in the shower. It was so good. I didn't know that this man is giving me all this pleasure to drop a bombshell on me. After that, we had our breakfast and then he said, baby, we should talk. And I was like, oh yes, what's up? The man without hesitation told me that he had a wife and a baby coming. Hello? What? Are you kidding me? The man without shame told me that he wants me even though he is married. Looking at it now, I see that I gave in to that just because I was a child, naive and stupid. We continued dating for 4 months. I ended up getting a call from his wife who had recently given birth. She told me all she could and told me to leave the man alone. Me, with all the nuisance in my mind, answered, he said he loves me, not you, so suck it up and know your place. I am sure this woman was old enough to be my big sister by far, but I was out here acting all untouchable. My married boyfriend came and asked me to block his wife. He told me that he was fixing a divorce so that he can be with me alone. I didn't even think of the pain which the other woman will go through, and I didn't even think about the baby. All I could think of was me, and my happiness. That was all. Now I went to university. My life was lavish. Oh yes, I forgot to tell you. This man was rich, okay? My life in university was sponsored by him. He would say, wifey, get a degree so that I can boast to my friends about you. One fine day, my boyfriend's wife followed me to the flat that I was staying. When I reached my room, she overtook me and started pulling my hair until she ripped off some of it. I was beaten black and blue. Still, I went back to boyfriend. I was seeing marriage, Uncle H. I told myself I will fight for the love. I don't even know until today how my parents get to know about this situation. They told me to leave that man, otherwise they would disown me. They say they did not give birth to a prostitute or a housewrecker. I went to break up with that boyfriend, and instead of fighting, Instead of telling me that he doesn't want to let go, he simply said, I will adhere to your parents' plea. Nigga, what? Do you know how hard I've been fighting for your ass? So, you are adhering to my parents, but you told me to block your wife. Sorry, what? I couldn't think. I just left and was depressed for the whole year. When I saw men, I would see beasts and nothing more. I, at some point, actually loathed my father, who hadn't done anything. Years later, I was 22. I met this guy who is my husband right now. We had a honeymoon phase until we got married. Our relationship has been good for the most part of our relationship and the most part of our marriage until recently. I was coming from the bathroom at 4 a.m. in the morning. My husband was dead asleep. I just wanted to check the time. I checked the time, but the mistake I made was to open the gallery. I saw pictures of him with this other coworker of his and videos of him and the coworker doing ziggity, row. I was devastated. I placed back the phone where it was and went back to sleep. The pictures I saw were in his phone for a month. You know how iPhones show dates of when pictures were taken and all? Yeah, that. I haven't confronted him. I haven't confronted this man because I think it's God just giving me the taste of my own medicine. Uncle Ed, how do you think I ask him? How can I ask him? I'm scared that I might get an answer that will shatter me. I don't want to lose my marriage either. In as much as I think it's a punishment from God, I also don't know what to do. Please advise me. My sister, stop punishing yourself for your past. What you did at 19 came from immaturity and lack of guidance. Many people make mistakes when they are young. Growth means learning from the past, not living forever under its shadow. Your past may explain things, but it should not become a life sentence, all right? Sometimes things come back into your life just because you believe they are going to come back into your life. You understand? So stop punishing yourself for the past, all right? Don't assume suffering is God's punishment. Sometimes God does not even give you the punishment, okay? Sometimes God just forgives you. Life situations are often consequences of human choices, not divine revenge, all right? If you believe in God, then also believe in mercy, also believe in growth and second chances. God does not teach lessons only through pain, all right? Please. And also silence protects betrayal. Keeping what you saw inside will slowly destroy you emotionally. Your husband may never know the damage unless you speak it out. Honest conversations are painful, but they are often the only path to the truth. And also you can get closure. After you get closure, trust me, my sister, it will be better, all right? Confront him with calm and not anger. If you decide to ask him about it, do it with a calm mind. Avoid accusations like you are a cheat. Instead of saying like that, just say, I saw something on your phone that hurt me deeply and I need us to talk about it. This approach invites honesty rather than immediate defensiveness. Sometimes the reason why people lie to us is just because of the way that we ask. I know the pain of a year is going to be, I know the truth here is going to be really painful. But at the end of the day, when people come to talk about stuff, you unpack some things that are even making him to cheat. I'm not saying people are supposed to cheat because they have a reason, but I think you just need to talk with all calmness, no anger, no accusation, and you might even get to understand what is going on. Understand that forgiveness and accountability can coexist, okay? Even if you believe you hurt another woman in the past, that doesn't mean you must silently accept betrayal now. A mistake in your past does not cancel your right to respect your own marriage, all right? Protect your emotional and physical well-being. Infidelity can affect trust, mental health, and even physical health. Take care of yourself. If necessary, suggest counseling, tasting, and professional guidance to rebuild trust safely. Think about the long-term environment of your children. Your sons are going to grow up watching what love and marriage looks like. Whether you stay and rebuild the marriage or eventually leave, the goal should be a peaceful and respectful environment for your children. Choose growth instead of fear. Right now, you are afraid of the truth, but living in uncertainty can be more painful than knowing the truth. Whatever the outcome, clarity allows you to make wiser decisions for the future. Don't choose fear, all right? Choose growth and be able to accept the truth when it is spoken to you. One final thought from my side is that Sometimes life brings us face to face with the kind of pain we once ignored in others. Not to destroy us, but to make us wiser, kinder, and stronger than we were before. And that brings us to the end of this confession. Ladies and gentlemen, life has a strange way of bringing our past and our present into the same room. Sometimes the pain we once ignored becomes the pain we later understand. But understanding it is not the end of the story. Growth is. To the woman who sent this message, your past mistake do not cancel your worth. What matters now is the wisdom you chose to walk with moving forward. Pain can either break you or it can rebuild you into someone stronger, wiser, and more compassionate than before. To everyone listening, remember this. Every decision we make has consequences, but consequences are not the end of the story. They are often the beginning of a lesson that shapes who we become. If you are going through something similar, know that you are not alone. Sometimes the bravest thing a person can do is face the truth and choose healing over fear. Thank you for listening to this confession. If you have a story you would like to share anonymously, feel free to contact us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook with the same username. And until next time, stay wise, stay kind, and remember that every secret carries a story. Thank you guys for watching from the beginning until the end. Like, comment, and subscribe.